Welcome girls and boys again. I'm here with a brand new guide called How to Use Creator Suite Camera Tool for Montages. Many of you asked me how I'm doing cinematic view of League of Legends, so I decided to prepare a detailed guide for all of you. You will see in this guide what softwares you need to make a cinematic view possible and how to use these softwares. There are three programs that you need to have, and it's replay recording software, for example Baron Replay, Creator Suite Camera Tool, and software that records your screen. For example, I'm using OBS for it. So let's go talk about all issues you need to go through to make a cinematic view of League of Legends. So at first, you need to download the Replay's recording program. I recommend to use Baron Replay because there is no doubt that in comparison with LoL Replay it's much better and it doesn't have so many bugs like LoL Replay does. When you already have some replay recording program, then you have to be able to play these replays. There is one thing you have to have in your mind, and it's that you can play a replay only if you have the same version of League of Legends.exe as the replay was recorded with. So if you record your replay yesterday, for example, on patch 7.7, then you will be able to play this replay until 7.8 update will be released and download it into your computer. If this happens, then you have to download whole game with 7.7 version of League of Legends.exe file, and this is one aspect why Baron Replay is better. It's because they uploaded on their site every older version of LoL game for you to be able to play older replays. On one side they used to upload it with 1 or 2 weeks delay, but still they do it, so you can be sure that one day you will be able to record cinematic view of old games and replays. So that's it about Baron Replay. I will not talk there much about using it. I'm sure that there are many guides how to set up Baron Replay, and the truth is that it's pretty simple to set it up because Baron Replay is searching and recording games of League of Legends automatically when you begin a game, so you don't have to have worries about it. Another software you need to have is Creator Suite Camera Tool, and there we will be talking much more about it, because it's not so easy to use for a person who sees it for the first time. The first thing you need to know is that you have to launch it as administrator all the time, otherwise it will not work correctly. You can do that by right click on the launch icon, and second option there is run as administrator. After click you have to press yes to allow it. Okay, so now we are finally in Creator Suite menu where you have to set up everything you need for using Camera Tool. Application is guided with a menu in the upper part, as you can see there, and I will discuss all necessary functions in every section of the menu. So, in status tab, you can see if Creator Suite recognized some replay playing on the background. Now I have all issues red because I didn't launch any replay, but if you use Baron Replay to play a replay, then Creator Suite will find it and prepare Camera Tool for using automatically. After recognize, all these issues will be green. On the right side of this section there are two important settings. First is a version of game in which replay was recorded. If you are playing replay on current patch, then you have to choose 7.7, but if you download the older version of LoL game and play older replay, then you have to choose correct patch version. Second important setting there is disable HUD mode. There are two options in it, all or UI. If you choose all and disable HUD in game with a certain button you will set up later, then you will see the game in replay without any HUD. But if you choose UI, then it will disable everything except the health bars in game, and it's quite better for making LoL montages because health bars are important for understanding of every play in a cinematic view. Second section of menu are keyframes. Before I will talk about keyframes, I have to point out that I don't know how to use all settings in Creator Suite software. I'm using just few parts of it that are necessary to make montages like I do. Just check few of my last montages and you will see what results you can get from this guide. So, in keyframes menu, you can change how long it takes for Camera Tool to fluently travel from one keyframe to another. To make this clear, first keyframe is a point or a place in Summoner's Rift, which you set as starting point for camera, and second keyframe is a place where camera will move after you launch it. Time between these keyframes is set up in this section of menu under setting called keyframe length. So if you set it up on 2 seconds, camera will go faster between these keyframes than when you set it up on 5 seconds, for example. This way you can handle how fast camera will move between setup keyframes. As the third section of menu, I will talk about camera data because in section Hotkeys we will set up buttons for controlling camera in game, so we need to have all other issues already prepared for it. In camera data there is only one setting, and it's FPS camera speed. It's the speed of camera in game when you are using it with number buttons 4, 5, 6 and 8, so the more you set there, the faster camera will move in game. This setting is good to use because if you are recording plays from a greater distance, then you need the camera to move faster, so you will be able to set keyframes faster. But when you are trying to record detail of a champion or something like that, then it's good to set it up on 200 or 300 to set keyframes more precisely. Other sections there, I mean Client Hook, Game Objects, Particle Manager and Sky, are not so necessary for recording cinematic view. Honestly, I don't know what it does and how to use it, but what is maybe worth to try and learn is Sky, because there you can set up different skies in Summoner's Rift, and it looks quite amazing in videos if you have a real sky or something different than black color. So about these issues of Creator Suite, you have to find another guide. I saw that there are many guides how to set up different sky or using settings in these sections. Okay, now let's go for final settings, and it's in Hotkeys section. In this part of menu you set up control buttons for camera, so you will be able to control camera in Summoner's Rift. First part are keyframes. I'm using 4 buttons there: add keyframe, remove last keyframe, clear keyframes and activate keyframes. With F5 I'm adding camera keyframe, so you just have to move camera on a desired place, hit F5 and keyframe will be saved on that place. Then you have to go on another place where you want the camera to move on and hit F5 again to save another keyframe. Camera tool automatically remembers keyframe sequence, so it will move from the first keyframe to the second to the third and so on, no other way. If you set up at least 2 keyframes, then pressing F8 will launch camera movement from first to the second keyframe. There is important setting we were talking about in keyframe section of menu, keyframes length. If you set there 2.5 of second, then it takes the camera 2.5 of second to move from first to the second keyframe. All you need to know about this is that if you change keyframe length after you already set keyframes, change will not occur between these keyframes. It will occur only on keyframes set after the change of keyframe length. Buttons remove last keyframe and clear keyframes are used only for deleting keyframes if you set it wrong. F6 will delete last keyframe you set, and F7 will delete all keyframes set in Summoner's Rift until now. 2 other settings in this section are camera controls, where you can launch a camera tool in Summoner's Rift. You have to launch it every time you start a new replay. And the HUD section, where you can set a button for removing HUD. HUD hotkey is linked to a setting that we were also talking about in status menu, part disable HUD mode. Button you set will delete HUD depends on setting used in this option. Okay, so that's all about settings of Creator Suite camera tool. All other issues that I was not talking about I really don't know, so I think that there are much more options how to make a great montages, but we need to try and learn them. Until now I just described necessary settings, and now we can go and try to record some concrete play in cinematic view. We are going straight to the finish, guys. Now you will see how to make some League of Legends plays in cinematic view. At first, launch all necessary applications you will need to make it possible. So you will need to launch screen recording software, for me it's OBS, then Baron Replay or other League of Legends replay software, and in the end Creator Suite to use camera in Summoner's Rift. So first step is to launch replay in which you want to record a concrete game situation. Let's do this. Now we are waiting until League Launcher can play the replay. While we are waiting, we need to have in mind which button is set to launch camera tool in Summoner's Rift. For example, I'm using F1 button to launch the camera, but you can use any other button according to your preferences. If you got this, don't forget that you need to wait until Creator Suite will recognize the game and launch all necessary parts of it. You can find this in status menu of Creator Suite. I was already talking about it. If you have all these issues red, camera is not prepared. If all are green, then you can launch the camera in the Rift. Sometimes, but it's really rare, Creator Suite can't recognize replay playing on the background. All you need to do there is trying to click option here called skip check. If it doesn't work, then simply restart Creator Suite and it should solve the problem. Okay, we are finally in a replay. Don't try to launch the camera immediately after replay begin. You need to give some time to Creator Suite until it can recognize the game. If it's prepared, then launch the camera with your button. Now we can simply jump to the play. I have one prepared here. It's my Vlad engage and double kill in enemy base. We are here, so now we can launch the camera, and after that you can use the camera with number buttons 4, 5, 6 and 8 and change angle with holding left mouse button and moving. Now let's discuss all options you need to use to make a decent cinematic video. At first, fog setting. You have 4 different options here. For deleting fog, you need to unmark this option and you can see wall Summoner's Rift without any fog, or you can use fog according to the red or blue team. For this, simply mark this option and change the team you want to have vision for. Last option there is to have fog for both teams. This means that fog will be on places without any red or blue team unit. Next thing is to use keyboard buttons to control Baron replay. For example, with P button you can launch and stop replay, or with plus and minus buttons you can speed up or speed down the replay. There are also important settings you did in Creator Suite Hotkeys tab. For example, deleting HUD. I'm using delete button for it, so hitting delete button will delete all HUD as you can see there. For better understanding of league plays in cinematic view, I recommend to use health bars of all champions. You can do this by changing option Disable HUD mode in Creator Suite. If you set there all, then it will delete all HUD including health bars, but if you set there UI, then it will delete all HUD except the health bars, and we want to have it like that. Now we know all necessary control buttons, so we can record first part of the play. You need to know which way the play is going after you start it, so you can set camera keyframes correctly. I recommend to watch the play before you begin to set keyframes. We are too slow with camera now, so I will increase its speed. This is done in Creator Suite setting called FPS camera speed. I had 500 here, so I'm gonna increase it to 1000. Hit enter and camera will move faster. Setting keyframes is the most important thing to do here. It requires some skills with it, so don't give up. Every play you record will increase your skills and also reduce time you will need to do it again and again. Let's set keyframes. We have set 2.5 of second keyframe length. It means that it takes to camera 2.5 of a second to move from one keyframe to another. So let's set first keyframe here and now count approximately. 0, 1, 2, stop. Okay, so the play will be somewhere here after 2.5 of a second, and because of that, let's set second keyframe here. Hitting F8 now will launch camera motion, as you can see now. When we got this, you need to launch screen recording software, so it will record the play to the file, and then you can launch replay and camera motion in the same time. Hitting P button followed by F8 immediately after that will play the replay and launch camera motion. Let's see it, guys. If you are not satisfied with recorded play, then do it again. Go back in replay, launch it, delete HUD again, wait for a champion to move on desired place, and hit F8. Easy as fuck, I would say, but of course it's not if you are doing it for the first time, so keep improving. I'm sure you are all able to do it. This way you can record every play in few short scenes, edit it in your editing software, put some effects and transitions on it, and the result will be quite amazing. So that's all about cinematic view of League of Legends, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the guide and it helps you to do more amazing videos. Feel free to ask me anything I did not say in the video, and if you wanna help me a little bit, hit that like and subscribe button for more. Thanks for watching, my friends, and see ya in next Vladimir video soon. Peace out, bros.